Hey guys, Luke over at Maverick Drone Systems, and today we're going to be taking a hot look at the Autel EVO Max 4T. In this video, I'll be going over some of the features like its capability, payload, airframe, intelligent flight system, as well as what you get in the box. Stay tuned for the end of the video where I'll also be going over how the Max 4T compares to its competitors. First, I think we should take a look at what Autel calls the quad camera. The quad camera comes standard with an 8K camera, wide-angle camera, digital rangefinder, and a thermal camera. The 8K camera is outfitted with a 10x optical zoom that gives you a high-resolution photo when initially zooming in. But you might notice a slight drop as you go further using its powerful 160x hybrid zoom, capable of capturing 48 megapixel photos, as well as a visual range of up to 1.24 miles. This will help you see further distances quickly or visually observe areas that the drones can't reach. Now keep in mind, when using any one of the cameras that the Autel Max 4T provides, you'll also be able to use the laser rangefinder. This will give you accurate distance readings of up to 0.75 miles, as well as map coordinates or the recog feature, which allows you to indicate and enumerate different figures like people. Now let's talk about the 4K wide-angle low-light camera. This camera has a 1/1.28 CMOS sensor as well as 85 degrees of diagonal view. It also is able to capture 50 megapixel photos. This is the drone's primary camera, or in a better sense, the default camera the drone will be using to get a wider angle of area during your surveying. Using the drone's night mode effectively boosts the ISO to 64,000 and allows you to get a better nighttime visual. It may not be super clear, but for surveillance, this can be key. By now, I'm sure you can figure out we have finally made it to the hot topic. Let's dive into the thermal camera. This thermal camera boasts a 16x digital zoom that allows you to survey inconsistencies in landscape, infrastructure, or even be used for search and rescue missions. And you can adjust the IR and the camera settings within the controller to change the contrast and sensitivity of the thermal visuals. Also, by tapping the screen, you'll be able to get point temperature measurement, which is very useful when out in the field. By now, I assume that you could see how capable just by the payload that the Max 4T is. But you should also know how the 4T allows hot-swappable batteries. So when out in the field or missions, when time is of the essence, the Max 4T delivers. You'll be able to swap out a dying battery and interchange it with a live one without the internal flight system of the aircraft shutting down. Some other cool features that the 4T provides is AMesh 1.0, which is the first mesh network-based Bluetooth technology. It allows multiple drones to communicate and collaborate autonomously, which gives you the option to control multiple drones with one pilot or a group of pilots. The Max 4T also has an IP rating of 43 to withstand wind and harsh weather conditions, which is also coupled with a defog feature within the camera that allows you to perform operations in rainy conditions. That in turn will give you stronger contrast within your visuals. Before we take a look at the comparisons between its competitors, let's dive in and see what we get in the box. All right, so right off the bat, you'll notice that the 4T comes with a nice hard carrying case. It's got perfect clasp here, so it's not gonna come open when you're traveling. This is pretty standard on most products from Autel and DJI. Taking a look inside, we have the controller here. This is the V3 Smart Controller. And then on this side, we have the Max 4T. So inside the case, you'll get your one single charger, as well as some other cables like your USB to USB-C, an AC cord, a charging block, and then your strap for the controller. You'll also get a set of extra props, and then as well as your manual. Now that we went through the box, let's find out how this compares to one of its competitors, the DJI and the M30T. So for people that are in the drone world, I think the most obvious comparison between the two would be the size. The Autel Max 4T coming in a lot smaller than the 30T. When it comes to flight time, they both boast impressive numbers. The 30T coming in with 41 minutes of flight time and the 4T coming in with 42 minutes of flight time. They also both come in with a max speed of 51 miles an hour. Now, where there is some differences in weight and size, there's also a difference in IP rating. The M30T comes in with an IP rating of 55. That's where it gains some ground on the Autel. The Autel only has an IP rating of 43. If you don't know what IP means, it's ingress protection, so that's basically the drone's protection against solids and liquids when out in the field. Another real difference between the two, and another notable one, would be the wide-angle lens that Autel provides. It definitely takes the cake with an ISO rating of up to 64,000, as well as coming with a night mode. And last, but definitely not least, would be the price difference. The Autel Max 4T comes in at roughly around $9,000 out the door for what we offer, and the M30T comes in at about $14,000. And with that and all the information that I gave you today, that concludes our video. I hope you guys enjoyed and that gave you a little better insight on how this drone performs, its features, and how it compares to the M30T. If you have any questions, my name is Luke Lapanta. My number is 612-544-0062, or you can find us online at www.maverickdrone.com.